you again in my live lecture. Okay, this time for marketing research. Okay, our topic that will be discussed today is exploratory research design, specifically on secondary and syndicated data. So we have two sources of data. Okay, either you go for secondary or syndicated data. Another one is qualitative study or qualitative research. Right. So qualitative research will be next topic. Okay. Right now, we go for uh, syndicated data first. Okay. Let's go to see what we want to have today. All right, Chapter 4, Exploratory Research Design, Secondary and Syndicated Data. All right. Okay, this is the outline. Might go on your own. So we jump to the main discussion, okay? All right. Primary versus secondary data. Okay, primary data, data that originated or obtained by ourselves as a researcher, okay, people who involved in research. So first in hand comes to us that consider as primary data. Okay, so we obtain for the specific purpose of addressing the problem at hand, which is already aligned. We have already defined the purpose of study, already outlined the objective. So to get the data according to what we have outlined, so consider as primary data. Okay, so the collection of primary data involve all 6 steps of the marketing research process. So we have already discussed how many steps available, and until you come up with a report and presenting to the stakeholder. Okay, so another one we call secondary data, okay, which is already been collected for the purpose other than the problem that we already we discussed, and it's very quickly and facilitate most of the process in getting certain views or basic argument about our research. Okay, so right now we know what the basic differences or key indicator to differentiate between primary data and secondary data. Okay, so all right, this is comparison based on four particulars, okay, in terms of purpose, process, cost, and time. Okay, the comparison between the primary data and secondary data. Okay, in terms of the collection purpose, okay, we solving problem that we currently involve. Okay, so for example, sales, we want to know the root cause of sale declining situation. So we distributed surveys, questionnaire, whatever, to obtain the data that related directly to our problem. Okay, but for secondary data, it was done by other people for other problems. Okay, it might be same, but not 100% same, because if we have done the process that our data. Okay, but if other people done the process, the job in acquiring the data and then interpret, produce a report, that was for their problem. Okay, so the process, in collecting primary data is considered as very involved, since we are the person or the team that will go down and collect the data. However, for secondary data, actually you get from any sources, as long as you are not the one provided. Okay. In terms of cost, very high to acquire or obtain primary data, and secondary data much cheaper because it's already published. Okay, but some consideration should be put in order to make sure the data that we obtain from the secondary sources reliable and accurate to what we have facing just now. Okay, in terms of time, okay, the primary data very long time compared to the secondary data, which is we just ask for the institution we search on the internet where normally available for us to access. Okay, so this is this I call it the obvious characteristic between primary data and secondary data. All right. Okay. Uses of secondary data, or in other words, what are the benefit? What are so good about getting secondary data? First of all, when you have data that already mention something near or close to what we have discussed, okay, we are easily can identify the problem. Okay, and if we go further, having more data acquired, we can define properly. Okay, proper definition, clearly expose the problem. So since then, if you have lots of information from the secondary sources, so you are easily can develop approach to the problem. Okay, then facilitate all the process, okay, along the marketing research process, formulate an appropriate research design. Okay, might be the key variable same as our problem have, but maybe sample might not same. Okay, so answer certain research question and test some hypothesis. And during the interpretation of primary data, the support, the way how we enhance our arguments, strengthen our argument, okay, using the secondary data, give the information very insightful. Okay. All right. So what are the problems? What are the problems when using secondary data? So I want to highlight few things that we need to be aware of if you use secondary data as a source of information. Okay. First of all, it's related to usefulness level of those data to our current problem, to our own problem. Okay, so there might be certain information that they provided in their report might not be so helpful to us, including certain issue regarding on relevancy and accuracy. Because what? Because the secondary data was written, was obtained based on their problem, their objective, answering their questions actually, not our questions. Okay. because of that condition, the data might not 100% appropriate to the problem, to the issue that we have in hand. So it's not completely current or dependable. Maybe it was 2 years ago. Okay, our current problem might not be related fully with what happened in 2 years ago. So that's a very something we consider major or huge consideration in taking security data as a part of supportive argument. All right, criteria for evaluating security data. So you have in the book, you have the table. Okay, this is also the table. Okay, all right. Let's read out all the criteria first before we go further in detail one by one. So in terms of specification, methodology used to collect data might be different. Okay, in term, for example, some critical finding that they put into the report might not be suitable for us. Okay, the size and also nature of the data, response rate, and quality. Maybe paper that was produced in from other countries, maybe that not related to our region. So it's very difficult. Okay, other things we need to consider the design of questionnaire, how they administered the process, and also what kind of data analysis that they conduct for getting the information. Okay, so the reliability and validity issue is another thing that we need to make sure to put that as a major concern for us. Okay, major concern. Why? Because we need to produce a finding or to report finding that accurate to our current problem. Okay, error, the accuracy of the data, currency. This is not currency money, but currency, which is when the data was collected, the objective, the purpose of the study itself, why they obtain such information from the respective respondent. Okay, nature, the content of the data. Okay, what are the insight of the data, and also how dependable us on the data that we obtain from the secondary sources. So we go to one by one. Okay, this is certain issue highlighted for every single criteria. For example, specification, the data collection method, response rate, quality of data, sampling technique, as I was mentioned there, fieldwork, data analysis. Okay, what we are trying to look for is to make sure data reliable, valid, and generalizable. Okay, most likely same with the problem at hand. Okay, so error and accuracy, for example, examine errors, approach, research design, okay, sampling, data collection, data analysis, the reporting, how the reporting style also might not be suited to our current situation. Okay, so we need to read more and then just taken all the information and immediately use. So certain not administrative work where you go to the field and acquire data like the primary data is, but secondary data also require you to have critical thinking through reading and we call it as organize all the arguments to ensure all the issues that highlighted in the secondary data suit and fit to the problem that we have in hand. Okay. Alright. Okay. The currency, timeline. Okay. Maybe some of the research was done 30 years ago might not be relevant anymore. Okay. So we need to find something current. Okay. Objective. Why were the data collected? Okay. Nature. Definition of key variable, unit of measurement, category use, relationship. Why we need to know all the contents? Because the way how they define the terms might not same as we know, as we get into. Okay. So, and last is dependability, the expertise, credibility, reputation, and trustworthiness of the source. Okay. Classification of secondary data. Okay, secondary data can be obtained from two sources. Okay, either internally or externally. Okay, so internally, okay, available within the organization for which the research is being conducted. Okay. For example, of internal secondary data is like what was listed there. Okay, sales, the trend, the size. Okay. Right. This is another example. Okay. Right. That's why some company require us to register, giving them information where in future they can use as a call it as a reference for them to offer or to produce a product to their customer. Okay, to their customer. Okay, this is another one. Okay, individual household level data. Okay, right. So publish external secondary source. Okay, publish external secondary source. Okay. Actually, it's not some missing, not mentioned here. Let me. Okay. Back to the internal. Okay. Internal secondary data. Okay. Other than sales information. Okay. Other than sales information. Another thing that we can obtain the customer databases. We have the CRM and database marketing. Okay. It's not provided in the slide, but you can find it in the book. Another one from data warehouse, which is what we have stored, in our system. Okay, so company normally have such information stored in their databases. Okay, so shall we go to the external secondary data? Okay, external secondary data, as you can see. Okay, let me put here. Okay, we have Okay, we have from social media, we have information from business, okay, and also government. And we have another thing that quite useful, okay, that was syndicated services. Okay, then we go to the details. Okay, syndicated source of secondary data, where okay, okay, this is an example external secondary sources. Okay, all right, where companies that collect and sell common pools of data of non-commercial value designed to serve number of clients. They are generally produce the information that were gathered from the market, not specifically for the specific objective. Okay, they just for example asking for spending pattern, okay, household or disposable income. Okay, that was obtained to reveal current situation of the population. Okay, so they will sell those data for the company to strategize their action. Okay, household and consumer data may be obtained from survey, dairy panels, or electronic scanner services. There are some good or bad regarding on the information that they obtain. Okay, excuse me. Okay, so okay, the syndicated sources can be classified based on the unit of measurement, household or consumer or institution. Okay, the institutional data may be obtained from retailer, wholesaler, and industrial firms. Okay, this information gathered not specifically have its own objective, just taking all the information and selling for the purpose for client to use in future. Okay, all right. Okay, this is classification of syndicated services. Okay, either for household or in institution. Okay, so this is overview of syndicated services. We take one as an example. Okay, for surveys conducted at regular intervals for maybe every 6 months. More flexible way of obtaining data information on underlying motive. Uh, okay, what the disadvantage this kind of this type of syndicated service? Okay, first of all, interviewer errors. Okay, the way how they interpret the information that they obtain. Respondent error. So users from this type of uh, service, okay, example is market segmentation, advertising team selection, and advertising effectiveness. Okay, this is a sample. So you might look one by one. Okay, right. Single source of data. A single source data provide integrated information on household variable, including media consumption and purchases and marketing variable, such as product sales, price, advertising, promotion, and in-store marketing effort. Recruit a test panel of household and meter each home's TV set. Okay, so survey household periodically on what they read. Okay, grocery purchase are tracked by UPC scanner. This is what happened. UPC main universal product code. Okay, that was obtained from the electronic scanner. Okay, other things come from track retail data such as sales, advertising, and also promotion. As you experience most likely every day, okay, when you go to grocery store where they have the system where they can track the stock, and also another purpose of getting all those information to I mean to show uh, to the seller or shopkeeper the pattern of their uh, buyers purchase preferences. Okay, all right. Okay, we are very short discussion on this. Okay, later we will talk about another one, exploratory research design, also, but talking about qualitative research. Okay, let me see you in the next chapter, which is chapter 5 in short while. Thank you very much for your attention. Bye bye.